Alright, so it might be a sec. Here we go. Alright. So loading in. Down the bottom corner as the blue Persian player, we have TheRefoh. And in the top corner, as the red Egyptian, we have Vindicator. So both players moving straight onto their hunts as soon as possible. Actually, I'm not even going to bother resigning, I don't think. Should I? Alright, so both of them clearing a second hunt. So TheRefoh only opting for the single storehouse for now, whereas Vindicator has gone for the one on his woodline at the back of his base. It's generally preferred to try and go for the ones near the rear of your base, unless you're anticipating pressure in around buildings that you're looking to place on a forward wood line, because otherwise it's just impossible to really defend it. So you've got Vindicator spotting TheRefoh's barracks, and over here on the top side we have TheRefoh scouting TC and his storehouses, but he can't actually see any production facilities coming from the other player. So right now we've got TheRefoh finishing off that barracks, Vindicator starting his Temple of Ra, looking to go for the more macro and tech oriented option. Neither player's actually opted for any stone just yet, nor any gold. So Vindicator, he sees a Spavara coming out. So we keep it busy rather than giving TheRefoh the chance to actually scout or harass it all with it. And spotting another Spavara. TheRefoh bring back his scout, I'm not quite sure why. Vindicator, just looking to see if TheRefoh is going for stone and gold, which he's going for gold. And on TheRefoh, he can't actually see the barracks coming out from Vindicator. Both players, TheRefoh's actually just started to get his gold, but Vindicator's only just looking at taking it right now. He's only still on the single priestess of Ra. So these Spavara for TheRefoh are coming up right now. So he's obviously looking to try and hit that hunt, or at least try and zone this scout. He's looking to go for the dock. So even though he is in age 1 still, this is essentially going to allow him to create more workers with the fishing boats, so you can sort of keep up on an economy, even if Vindicator decides to go for a TC, which is going to be a bit easy for him to do, obviously, because he doesn't have to worry about aging and then gathering, but he hasn't actually gotten any stone. So we've got some units going around the scanner, just scanning out what one another are doing. TheRefoh is actually just going to miss. I don't know. Yeah, TheRefoh is just going to miss this dock going down, but he's coming back up again. Over here on the top side, we've got a skirmish between some units, some Spavara of TheRefoh's versus Vindicator's Axemen, which probably isn't too good of a trade to try and make, especially with the unit amount. But he did actually force him back off this hunt. So he's just left his scout parked up there. Has he actually seen the dock? So he has discovered the dock. And Vindicator is actually just sending a whole bunch of spearmen across. Refo's got a couple of units caught out here, which is probably not too good of a good idea. He really needs them back at home to be able to defend. He doesn't really have anything here to defend this dock here on the water. So we've got another Sparbaro down here, and 2 up here, but we've got all these axemen of Vindicators chipping away. Refo's actually starting to make up a bit of gold at the moment. Vindicator's a bit ahead in terms of supplies, so he has got 22 villages versus 19 for Refo. Vindicator's choosing to bring out the trireme as soon as he can, just try and shut down any possible gathering out of this, make it a really poor investment for Refo. Meanwhile, Refo's just sort of milling his boats around, just keeping an idea of what units are coming in. But it looks like he's going to lose this, unless he manages to pick off all these units and keep in mind the boat, because the micro on the water, it's quite intense. You've got to constantly land your own shots while dodging as many arrows as possible. So the units are just focusing down the dock, trying to stop Refo from getting another boat out. Vindicators seems to be all over him in terms of the micromanagement and the multitasking in this game. Although Refo is doing a good job of keeping this single boat alive. Looks like he might lose this dock before he gets the galley out. Yeah, he is probably going to lose this dock. What's he going to say? Oh, he does get the galley out, but he does lose the first. Vindicator managing to keep the trireme alive just on 1 health. How are you doing this, Vindicator? So he's going to pick this other galley of Refo's down. Right now things are looking really good for Vindicator, who's on 50 supply versus 32 for Refo, 27 and 25 the work accounts. Refo's opting for a stables back at home. Vindicator he's had a second barracks. Hasn't gone on from that, but he's just making sure to pick off the fishing ships, just in case he ever does get pushed back. Refo hasn't just got those there ready to go for another dock. But Refo is sending another small force around the side just to try and harass, just try and see if he can get another pick of a hunt or something like that. But over here down in his base, Vindicator's just pushed straight into him, realizing that he doesn't actually have a whole bunch of units to defend with. So he's just taking an outlying storehouse. Not too useful because there's not really any resources left around it, but it does prevent a bit of vision. Really going to be hard for Refo to try and expand up here towards the berries, around here towards the gold. But Refo's doing what he can to apply the pressure with the small amount of units that he has, milling them around Vindy's base just to try and zone, just to see if he can pick a worker or the scout. Zone scout's just down here, but it looks like Vindicator's all over the middle of the map. Right now he's got 2 docks. Refo is just sort of sandwiched in the corner. He's gone for a 1-1-1, just to sort of try and give himself a bit of a balanced army. Vindicator sending around units, see if he's got any form of proxies he's going to be up against, but it looks like no. But Refo up here in the top corner is going to pick Vindicator's scout. Right now Vindicator's production is a lot more full on than Refo's, and he already is up in supply, but a lot of that, will be the things being built, and these triremes, they do take up 3 supply. So anyway, Vindicator's sending some forces down here towards Refo's base, who is just getting his second TC. Meanwhile, up here on the top side, it doesn't look like Vindicator actually has his second TC yet. He does have the stone for it. It's just cancelling and pulling his workers across to place it. So Refo's actually ahead on the second TC, but he doesn't have water. So that does actually leave him a little bit behind in economy for now. The work account is 38 versus 31. So his small force up here is being intercepted by a much larger force, and like I said, Sparbaro versus Axemen, it's probably not that good of a trade. Sparbaro are lovely to have in the face of spearmen in the first age, but in the second age, once people actually get counter infantry in, or any form of ranged, their value alone dramatically decreases. So we've got some Asabara actually coming around here from Refo. And this scout, does he see? Does he know it's there? He doesn't. But he is going to spot it right now. So he does see the second TC. He's got his Asabara over here having a look, bringing them around to try and maybe pick up a couple of kills. Don't run them straight up to there. Get the kills and get out. Get the kills and get out, buddy. So anyway, down here in the bottom of the map, Vindicator actually has quite a large force. About 25-30 units. Refo does have his cavalry up here trying to get some more worker picks. He seems to be doing a good job of that. Getting out just in time. One of the Asabara is quite low, the others are still full health. So if he's smart with them, he can continue to keep getting picks with them, fighting favourable trades, sniping workers, attacking buildings, just annoying Vindicator long enough that he might get a chance to come back. Although things are really looking tilted towards Vindicator at the moment. He's streaming units around both sides of Refo's base. Refo's doing a good job of trying to wall out the units, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He does have plenty of his own units situated between both his TCs, just ready to actually intercept everything spilling through. So this is a pretty good defensive hold from him. He's going to get all these axemen down here for pretty much for free. And then up here at the top side, though, it does look like the unit count is a bit more even, but he is still driving Vindicator back. Over here at the top, he's still got his scout parked there, just keeping an eye on what's going on out here. So he's going to see the armory. Does he see the stables? And he does see the stables as well. But anyway, down on here on the river, we've got a fight going on. Vindicator's got the advantage because he does have the ship. Ships are quite strong against all forms of land units. I think it's actually something that's going to be looked at with balance in coming times. But he does actually lose the ship. He does have more units coming in, and he has a priestess here, so he does have healing as well. Got a couple of priestesses. Got his camel riders. It looks like things are really tipping in his favour again. But Refo's done a good job of trying to keep up at the moment because the lead hasn't actually really blown out that fast despite being behind in workers most of the game. So it's 54 to 43. Sort of blown out from about 8 to 11 past couple of minutes, which really isn't that big. Although Refo isn't doing a terribly good job of spending up at the extent Vindicator is as well. So realistically, you could have a lot more to fight with this. So right now, they're both just taking a fight down here, and Refo has moved in here up in the top corner, just trying to force back as much income as possible for Vindicator, try and starve him out, stop him from being able to reinforce down here, and if he accidentally overextends, then he can really swing back the other way. But he's going to have to be very smart with it because he has lost one of these Asabara, and he doesn't have a whole lot at home. Vindicator's bringing some units around. Will he get that last villager? There's a couple of low villagers here actually. So he loses another Asabara. Refo has actually aged up to silver. Vindicator's already there, but he doesn't have a third TC just yet. He does have the stone for it. He's taking another stables. Getting a forward watch post just to try and take more map control. It looks like Vindicator's had the majority of them. I mean, the map control on the majority of this map. Over the majority of the map. But anyway, Vindicator's going for a forward fortress just outside of Refo's base, hoping to try and really break him with the pressure. But Refo's streaming up a couple of Asabara around the outside of the map, hoping to actually try and avoid any watchtowers. But he will get seen here. Will we see Vindicator actually notice? Yes, so Vindicator, Refo does move across. Vindicator doesn't. Vindicator's parked his forces down here, but now he notices. So he's pulling all his workers back in a couple of different directions as well, which is always nice, rather than just streaming them all along in the one direction. Although he really should be, obviously trying to pull them towards whatever units he's got closest. So these riders better actually focus down those Swabara. They do get one. Asabara, sorry. But anyway, this fortress is gone down, and TheRefoh doesn't actually know. TheRefoh doesn't know yet. So anyway, Vindicator is actually setting up for some markets, but TheRefoh's already down here gathering. And while over here, TheRefoh notices some houses going up from Vindicator as well. He is going to have seen the fort by now. So he's streaming units all around. This is funny. They're all sort of going for this little shit fight between the workers. But I don't think TheRefoh's actually got enough to try and take this fight, because Vindicator's basically maxed out for a 2 TC economy at 159, whereas TheRefoh's only about 120. So it's going to be a bit hairy, and he's going to lose a couple more workers, which he doesn't really want to be doing at this stage because he's already behind. The gap's grown out to 18, and Vindicator has that forward fortress, which really makes it easy to basically have like a big Maginot line. So basically, as long as your opponent doesn't get a successful blitzkrieg around the outside, you know, you've got that perfect forward pressure. And people aren't stuck in World War II era mindsets anymore. So, but over here, TheRefoh is actually streaming his units across, but Vindicator's looking to take the TC, baiting and pulling back out. TheRefoh's having to pull his troops back, because TheRefoh would no doubt have seen this market go up. So anyway, they're looking at taking this fight here, near this TC of TheRefoh's, his third, I believe. Yes, his third. Oh, sorry, he's second, sorry. Third. No, it is his third. He's just down on houses. So anyway, we're having the fight here. There's a big bow ball here from TheRefoh. Looks to be doing the job. And the siege elephant has gone down, so there is still more units here streaming through from Vindicator, though. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot coming through at the moment, though. But TheRefoh's actually run out of gold, and Vindicator's got everything in the bank, and he's still, yes, is still producing more units. They're slowly working their way down, so he's looking to try and end it here, I think. He's picking off the last of TheRefoh's forward forces, and GG, 1-0 to Vindicator.